Fed's cutting the rate. What does this mean for you, and how is this going to impact you as a buyer or as a seller? Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Rodriguez, team leader of the REJ team with eRealty Advisors, and I wanted to make this video specifically about interest rates, right? Because the Fed just cut the interest rates down, and supposedly it's going to keep going down, right? They're stating that they're going to have further cuts as we edge to the end of the year and on to the upcoming year, which is great, right? Just last month, the interest rates were above six, and now they're below six, somewhere in the fives. Now, what difference does it make? Well, let me give you guys just a quick example, right? If, or I should say, when the interest rates were at 7%, right? Because they were that high at one point. Let's say, for example, you were able to qualify for a home at 919,000, considering the costs and expenses and the interest rate of 7% at that given moment. Should the rates drop by 1%, and then comparing the other buyer that could qualify for a different loan for 6%, this interest rate at 7% for that $919,000 loan would actually, the same buyer would qualify for $1 million loan if the rates dropped 1 point. Just 1 point could free up upwards of $80,000 of buying power in this specific example. Right now, as the numbers are lower, of course, those figures change with it. However, the importance is behind the message that should the rates drop, there's going to be more buyers entering the game. Home value is going to go up. I mean, it's only going to be a positive for the real estate market, right? So if you're in a position where you have some equity in the house and you want to sell, I mean, hey, this may be a great time to do it because number one, we're in that transitional period where home values are still relatively the same here in September as they were in August. So you can transition, buy that next house, and then ride the wave up as home values continue to appreciate. And obviously, if you have, let's say, a 5.5 or 5.8% interest loan on the new house that you purchased. The good thing is that again, you lock in a good enough rate where as you continue to ride the value up, not only is it going to be more economical than it was a few months ago, but at the same time, you get to benefit from the appreciation that you gain as you ride the wave up, right? So that's also a very good perspective to look at. For a buyer, I mean, hey, this is your chance to buy as well. I would say, obviously, houses going up, you have to be aware of that, right? If you buy something today, it could go up in the next few months as interest rates continue to drop, as demand continues to go up. But here's the other thing too, for both buyers and sellers, right? Because this is something that everybody wants to act like interest rates dropping, it's all good, sunshine and rainbows. But what ends up happening if everybody now decides to put their house on the market because they realize that the rate is affordable enough for them to want to sell their property? More houses are going to be on the market, right? If more houses are going to be on the market, there's going to be more choice for the buyers. Now, it depends on how supply and demand act, right? If there's still more demand than supply, home values are going to go up. If there's more supply than demand, home values might drop. Why? Because it may transition from a seller's market, and it is currently a seller's market. And I'll talk about what makes it a seller's market in a little bit, but it may transition from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Why? Because buyers have the leverage, and that's what it means. Who has the leverage? When you're thinking about whose market is it? Is it a seller's market or is it a buyer's market? Well, if the sellers have the leverage due to the demand, because when they put their house on the market and they list it for fair market value, they're getting a swarm full of people, and those buyers are submitting offers, and there's a multiple offer situation. Well, who has the leverage? The seller. And if the seller has the leverage, they are more likely to sell the house for more money, right? And for better terms. I've seen buyers take out their inspections, take out their appraisals. Why? Because they want a chance at bat, whether the FHA buyers or conventional buyers or cash buyers. There's a lot of competition out there still, which is why it's still considered a seller's market. Now, if it transitions to a buyer's market, what will you start seeing? You'll start seeing buyers trying to negotiate the price down. You'll start seeing buyers making sure that they're putting all their contingencies, right? Home inspection contingency, clear title contingency, attorney review contingency, all items including the MLS contingency. Like, these are all the basic contingencies that we see. Mortgage approval contingency, um, appraisal contingency. These are all the things. And then maybe even a move-in day contingency, right? They may now be able to say, well, we're not going to be ready to close in 6 months. So, this is what we need a closing date. And because maybe that's the highest offer that you receive, while all the other ones are lower offers, you might be more behooved to accept that one or moved to accept that one, right? Whereas now you as a seller, where you have the leverage, it's a little bit different. Now if you need more time to move, you can negotiate that, right? Or if you want to close quickly, you can negotiate that. You have the choice when you have the leverage. And right now, the market is benefiting sellers. It's benefiting sellers. Now, how does it benefit buyers? Well, I still do believe that there are good deals out there. I still do believe that it depends on where you're watching this video from, because each markets are different. I don't want anybody to go out there and say, well, it's a great time to buy a house, and then you end up buying a property in a market that isn't necessarily going to do well because of the trajectory. Every market is different, right? I live here in Rockland County, New York. If you're aiming to buy a house in Rockland County, New York, or Bergen County, New Jersey, or Orange County, New Jersey, or Westchester County, New York, you're going to make money, right? You just ride the wave up, because it's going to continue to go up. A lot of people are moving away from the downtown cities, and they're moving uptown to the suburbs. That's going to keep happening, and it's going to continue to happen, especially in the counties that I've mentioned. How do I know that? Because I'm an expert in where I work. I understand the market. I understand the trends. I understand what kind of people are buying. I'm out here shopping around with my own buyers, showing them, hey, this is what's happening. I am boots on the ground. I understand what's happening, not just from a data perspective, right? But also from an experience perspective, because I'm here. I could tell you guys, hey, this is the informations and the clues and the notes that I've gathered on my journey. And I can share that with you guys, which is great. So I say that to say this. I suggest you, in whatever market it is that you're in, that you contact your respected real estate agent in that specific marketplace, have a conversation with him, and ask him, hey, how's the market doing? Is it okay if maybe you could forward over a free estimate of what you believe, how my area is performing? Agents could be very resourceful, right? And if you don't have any professional that you may know of or that you can trust in your specific designation or area, feel free to reach out to me. I'm very well connected. I know agents all around the globe. Why? Because this is my job. This is what I do. It's a business, right? We're always networking, doing business, going here, going there, meeting people. We're always networking. That's the name of the real estate business. Anybody that's in real estate knows that networking is the name of the game, right? So if there's any help that I can provide you, whether it's here in Rockland County, whether it's where you live, if you need a contractor, an electrician, a plumber, anything at all, I can help you with that. All right. So reach out to me. My number is 845-474-2441. And my email is theREJteam@gmail.com, right? Jose Rodriguez, team leader of the REJ team, your realty advisors. If there's any way that I can help you guys, feel free to call or reach out. Catch you guys later.